Alright, so today I wanted to showcase my account, which is not only free to play, but is actually free characters only. I actually did the same thing before for Honkai Star Rail, but the only problem is that Kafka got released. I'm not sure what got into me. Well, I know exactly what got into me. But long story short, I ended up pulling for Silver Wolf because people were saying that, oh, her stacks are gonna be really good with Kafka. And me, being so tempted, I was like, fine. And since we're talking about other games, a quick word from today's video sponsor. If you're a fan of epic adventures and love a good challenge, then you're gonna want to check out Revenger Saga, our amazing sponsor for today's video. Revenger Saga is an epic relaxing idle RPG where you can kick back, fight, and level up like never before. With Revenger Saga, you'll experience infinite power at your fingertips because it's a really fast RPG that is going to let you level up without a grind. You can also use the code SURFING77 to get more bonuses once you start playing the game. Log in today and receive a massive 1 million free crystals and 2,000 plus summons on your first day of playing. Plus, you can also get a free god tier weapon just from the generous login events. And if you love customizing your characters like I do, then you're actually in luck because Revenger Saga has over 80 different costumes, including super hot bikinis, honor knights, and even monster themed costumes. All of this can be yours even if you're just free to play. Defeat bosses, slay monsters, and defend your tower with more than 50 unique skills and classes. Whether you decide to be a warrior, magician, gunner, or anything in between, you can still find a lot of ways to dominate your enemy. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description or the pinned comment to start playing Revenger Saga today. And a big thank you to Revenger Saga for sponsoring today's video. Now back to the content. And so the biggest reason why I actually decided to start this journey is because I'm at the point where, in my gacha journey, every single quote-unquote new gacha game is pretty much going to be very easy for me. I've already tried playing other gacha games as free-to-play, like Honkai Star Rail, Reverse 1999, and also at the beginning of this year, when it comes to Nikkei, I've also been playing that as a free-to-play. Well, maybe aside from 1 or 2 skins, because the skins in that game is just insane. But what I'm trying to say is that I've played other games as a free-to-play, but still, every single game still becomes very easy for me. And I think that the main reason for that is because a lot of these games just share the same mechanics and basically just the same systems with maybe 1 or 2 adjustments here and there. And so I think that that is the biggest reason why these games to me are becoming very easy. And then after realizing that, I started to really think about it and tried to come up with ways to still have fun playing gacha games, because I really do think that gacha games are the most fun games, especially in the first few weeks where everyone is just experimenting with everything. You're figuring out things with the community and all that good stuff. You're getting new characters. You're getting invested in the story, which can be good or bad, depending on what game that you're talking about. But overall, gacha games are really fun. But the more gacha games I've played, the less and less I enjoy the new gacha games that are coming out. And so because going free to play is not enough, I actually thought that why not only use the free characters in the game? This is going to be a step above going free to play because you're only limited to the free characters in the game. And some of you might be wondering, oh, you have Verena. Isn't that kind of cheating? Well, my argument to that is everyone basically got this, free character selector, basically a gift from the developers. And so technically you're not pulling for a character because it's a gift, and it's technically not gacha because the character is guaranteed and you get it on the first pull that you do, and that pull is not even using gems or the fucking wishes stuff, the blue and the gold ones. You're using the ticket. With that being said, right now I'm actually going to show you my weapons and my characters and kind of talk about the struggles and how I managed this account while only being limited to the free characters and as well as the free weapons. Alright, so starting off with the weapons, we have the Emerald of Genesis, which I actually got from the free selector from level 45 I think. And I went for this one because the majority of my characters are going to be sword users. I have the Havoc MC, Sanwa, and then I also have Yang Yang. This is also the perfect weapon for the Havoc MC, which is going to be very important because this character is my hyper carry. I'm only able to beat a lot with the bosses in the game because of how good the Havoc MC is, and so giving her a weapon like this is going to be insane. Moving on to the next one, I have this weapon right here, which is the Pistols number 26, and this one is a craftable weapon just like the other weapons that I have, and the only reason I went for this one is because, I don't really have other options just like the other weapons in this category. And the next one, which is the Commando of Conviction, is another weapon from the weapon selector that you can get early on, and if I remember correctly, we actually got this was from the, what do you call that thing? The pre-registration rewards, or maybe it was from the daily login event, which also had a free copy of Sanwa. And this weapon is going to be really good for Sanwa because your rotations are pretty much going to start with her skill. And the next one is another weapon that is really good, specifically for this character because Yeonwoo is going to get a ton of defense, which is good, even though his defense scaling is not that good when you take a look at the numbers on his kit. But getting this much defense plus additional damage on the liberation damage is also going to be really good because I only use Yeonwoo in quick swap teams. So I use his intro skill, use his burst if it's there, and then I swap out to the next character. And the next one is going to be the Rectifier number 25, which is a decent weapon for Verena, mainly because of the energy regen, but the weapon effect is kind of meh. The other weapons that I have that I'm actually using is only this one, the Tyro sword, only because I don't have any other swords in this account, so this will have to do. And I have two other weapons that I got for free just by roaming around the world. I remember watching a video from Mtash where he's basically like, oh, you should go and do this and go to this place because there's a free weapon. And so I did that. I come to find out that it's actually a broadblade, so I can't even use this weapon. And unfortunately, the same thing goes with this weapon right here, which you can get from the new area. It's also a broadblade, so I can't even use this. Aside from that, I only have green ones and the common weapons, and so that's pretty much all of the weapons that I have to work with. And so moving on to the characters, starting off with the Havoc MC. And so this character by far is the one that I have the most investment in. Her overall stats are still not quite there by my own standards, but for now, this will actually have to do. So my Havoc MC has 2092 attack, 15,000 defense, which is pretty high. She also has 132% energy regen, which is slightly higher than the optimal one, which is 120, and that is mainly because of the passive from this weapon. But besides that, a little bit more energy regen is not really that bad, and so I'm okay with that. She has 70.4% crit rate and 235.4% critical damage. And if we take a look at my echoes, the first one is going to be Dreamless, which is going to be the best echo for the Havoc MC. Moving on, we have this piece with the Havoc damage bonus on the main stat. The next one is another Havoc damage bonus piece, and unfortunately, I got HP%. You're going to see that as a recurring thing, where there's only one substat, which is basically going to spoil the piece. And the next one is an attack percent piece, and this is the exemption for the things that I just mentioned before. And so attack percent main stat, critical damage, which is pretty high, 15%, 6.3% crit rate, which is on the lower side, resonance damage bonus, good, basic attack damage bonus, really good, and energy regen. And then the next one is actually a pretty bad piece, but I'm using this one because the crit rate is pretty high. For the talents slash skills slash forte, or whatever you want to call it, I have level 8 on the normals, 8 on the skill, level 10 on the forte, 8 on the liberation, and level 7 on the skill. Moving on to the resonance chain, I actually have all three of them, and I'm not exactly sure if we're able to get the fourth one, but I have three of these, which I remember doing the exploration for these ones. And aside from the Havoc MC, the rest of my characters are actually not that built. The main reason is because I'm only using one team, which is the Havoc MC, Sanwa, and Verena. I went for these characters because, for one, they work really well together. And another good thing is that these two characters, they're actually relatively low investment compared to the other three characters that I have. So yeah, that is pretty much everything I have for this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or anything you have to say about this type of video, do let me know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.